Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
आया दूरो चल के हों तकी तो सरनाए जियो मैं आशा रखी चित में मेरे सबे दुख गवाए जियो जे सो चंदा उगवह सूरज चढ़े हजार एते चान होंदिया गुरबिन घोर अंधार बलिहारी गुरे आपने दिवहाड़ी सदवार जिन मानस ते देवते किए करत न लागी वार करत न लागी वार। सत्संग फतेह बुलानी जी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। The talk we're going to do now is about thinking panthically and thinking about unity. This is about the next step. We understood Vaheguru, Guru, the Sikh. We now talked a little bit more after that about what is the depth of Sikhi, the breadth of Sikhi, and the science of connecting. But Satsangaji, Sikhi is about Vandake Shakna. We know that, right? Vandake Shakna is one of the main principles. How does one do Vandake Shakna of their spirituality? Because Guru Sahib tells us, Ki Pugat Gyan Daya Pandaran. That Gyan is our food. And in Ramkali ki War, it says that Langar Chale Guru Shabad Har Totna Ave Khatiye. The Langar of Guru Shabad is going on. Not Langar of what's roti and dal, but Langar of Guru Shabad. And it doesn't finish. If you do Sahaj part or Akhand part, you know how big Gurbani is. Yeah? It doesn't finish and you can carry on again. So the Langar of Guru Shabad means that we have to share the Guru Shabad. And I want to talk about now, what is the state of the world? What is Sikhi created for? Very important point. And what are we supposed to do within that? So Guru Nanak Dev Ji gives us the answer to this. Kal Kati. The Kaljug is a knife. And who is the person who's holding that knife? The rulers. The rulers are killing people with that knife of Kaljug. Kaljug here means Kuda, darkness, falsehood, exploitation, everything which is not Sat. Kaljug is the opposite of Satjug. So where there is Sat, none of this happens. Where there is Kal and darkness, Kuda, this is what happens. That the dark age is the knife. The kings are the butchers. And Taram, righteousness, has sprouted wings. It's become a bird and ud gaya. That's what Maharaj says. Taram is nowhere to be seen, is flown away. Sharam taram ka dera dur. Nanak kood rahya parpur. This is the state of the world. Sharam and Taram is gone. And Maharaj, we see Japji Sahib, Sharam Khand and Taram Khand. What Maharaj talks about. We'll come to that when we do Japji Sahib Katha. But this is what's happening. And Kuda Mavas Vartya. We talked about this dark night where there's no moon. Moonless night is there. And there's no truth. And the moon of truth is Guru Nanak. He says, I searched in vain, I'm so confused. He's not saying that he's confused. We search for this truth and we're confused. Where do we find it? And it's right in front of us. Still we look for it everywhere else. Maharaj says, in ego we cry out. Home is the darkness, isn't it? The deepest darkness from Sat is Home. Where's the world going to be saved? The whole world is being referred to here. Because exploitation is done by the kings. Guru Gobind Singh tells us why he's come here. This Taram, the same Taram that sprouted wings and flew away, Guru Gobind Singh says, I've come to establish this. He says, Hum eh kaaj jagat mein aaye, Taram het Gurudev pathaye. I've come into this world to establish Taram. Guru Gobind Singh is saying this to us. How clear can it be? Taram Charavan, Maharaj says. This Guru Gobind says that Vaheguru said to him, Jahan tahan tum taram bitharo, dost dokhin pakar pacharo. Wherever you are, destroy, spread righteousness and destroy the tyrants. Imagine that mission. How do we set up Taram? We establish it and then we destroy the people that are Atarmi. Atarmi, the person can destroy Dharam. These kings, the worldly kings who are holding the knife of darkness and exploiting the people, they have to be uprooted. Who's going to uproot them, Khalsa Sangat Ji? Who's got that strength? Who's got the willpower? Guru Gobind Singh Ji has. He's been sent with this mission. Maharaj says in this, Yahi kaj tara hum janman, samajh leho sadhu sab manman. Oh Sadh Sangat, Maharaj is talking to us. Oh Sadhu. And Maharaj says in Bani, man ka bhat tyago. Don't listen to your mind, listen to Guru. Guru says he has come to take birth, to let the saints know I've come to set up Dharam and to destroy the tyrants. This is our Guru's mission. What a great mission. Can we imagine? Has anybody else come on this earth and said, I have come to destroy the evildoers? I have come to set up righteousness. Righteousness for us does not mean our own religion. This is not our religion. This is Dharam. Much bigger than religion is righteousness. We've come to do two things. Deg, Teg, Fateh. Sale aakho. Deg, Teg. Deg, Teg. This is Panth ki Raj karega. Raj karega. ये तीन चीज़ां असी समझ लेंगे ना, बहुत फायदा होना सानू. Deg, Sadh Sangat Ji, means food, langar. To feed people is basic human right. Teg refers to the kirpan. But for us, kirpan means kirpa of God, safety, protection, human rights. So what do we want? We want food and human rights for everyone. Basic necessities and basic human rights. What do we want that for? Fateh. That's what we want to win. That's our aim in life. Deg, Teg, Fateh. And then what will that do? How will it happen? Kive hona Deg, Teg, Fateh. Panth ki jede Panth jittegi na tahi dharam hona hega. That's what Maharaj is telling us. Deg, Teg, Fateh karni to Panth ki jeet hove. And how will that happen? How will the Panth ki jeet hoegi? Raj karega. Raj karega. Yahi hai na jawab. When the Khalsa rules the world, the Khalsa will do Deg, Teg ki Fateh. So see, कहने हैं ये रोज. But do we understand that Guru Gobind Singh Ji wants this Khalsa Panth to rule over the world? Yahi mission hai. We've come to take over the world, but not the way that other people want to take it over and exploit it. We've come to free the world. But the way to free the world is to take it over and run it along the lines of this Tan Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Gurbani. This Akash Bani has come to give us a truth about what life is about. And we already talked about the breadth of Sikhi. We can relate to every single Dharam. Maharaj has come with a pure compassion. Satguru, Dayanid, Mehma Agad Bodh. Satguru is Dayanid. He's full of compassion. That's why Satguru says, Jagat Jadanda Rakhle. Apni Kirpa Tar. Jitware Ubre Titele Upar. Whichever way can be saved, save the world. But what is it burning? Why is the world burning? It's burning in falsehood. Insan does not know ki andar abya. The person doesn't know that God is inside them. That's darkness. Guru Sahib is saying, whichever way that person can be saved, save them. It's not about converting people to Sikhi. The talk was planned by somebody, Uncle Ji knew nothing about it. But even he said, before we started, he said, we're not here to convert, we're here to convince. And we're not here to convince people to become Sikh. We're here to convince people that unless you stop bothering that person, you're going to get a kirpan across your face. Yeah? That's our job. We're God's policemen. So, that's why we say, Khalsa Akal Purakh ki Fauj. And what does our Fauj do? Pargatyo Khalsa Parmatam ki Mauj. Guruji says, God is happy to see the Khalsa ruling. Why? Because the Khalsa is living for God. That's why we say, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa. The Khalsa doesn't work for no one else. It works for God. Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. We don't only want to win for ourselves, we want to win for Vaheguru. We're God's policemen, here to do God's job, which is to destroy the tyrants and to set up Dharam. And he said that maqsad. What a great aim. So that's what we need to do. Deg, Deg, Fateh. Through Panth ki jeet, through Raj karega Khalsa. Uthon shuru hona hai. Now what does Guru Gobind Singh Ji say? Raj karega Khalsa. Aki rahe na koi. No one will be opposed to it. Sare man jange. Please to see Raj karo. You're the only ones that have the guts to do this. You're the only ones that have the right mat to do this. Please rule over us. The world will accept it. Raj karega Khalsa, aaki rahe na koi. Kuar hoye, sab milenge bache sharan jo hoye. Those who are saved, who come in the sanctuary of the Khalsa, there's going to be a Raj of the Khalsa over the whole world. That is what Guru Gobind Singh Ji was sent. This is the mission. Tomorrow, there's going to be Amrit in charge. You want to join this mission? There's a standing, right over here, invitation from Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Join the Panth. How do you do it? By giving your head to your Guru. This is the mission. Then you will say, I'm no longer myself. I am Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa. That's my job description. And what do I want to do? Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. So, Maharaj says, Taram chalavan, Sant ubaran, Dush saban ko mool uparan. My aim is to spread Dhamma, to spread Taram, save the holy men, all holy men across the world. When we say the breadth of Sikhi, that means every single person who is on the holy side, on the righteousness side, they're our friends. And they're not our enemies, they're the ones that we're going to be protecting. We're fighting for them. But everybody on the other side, who's atarmi, exploitation, cruelty, that's our enemy. So the world is split into two sides, Dharam, Adharam. On the Dharam side, at the front of the Dharam side, are the warriors of Akal Purukh, the forge of Akal Purukh. This is Guru Gobind Singh Ji is telling us that he's come to establish upon the earth. When people come to your door nowadays with the Christian leaflet of Jehovah's Witnesses and they show you this beautiful place where all the birds are happy and the lambs are happy and people are living together happily, and they say, wouldn't it be nice to live in a world like this? Sangaji, of course it would. Will that world ever get established? Not without some Khalsa with a big kirpan and a couple of choice weapons standing up and saying, no one crosses the line of equality and injustice. This is the line here, we have to stick to this. So Khalsa has come to establish that Dharam. If we understand that, the quote that we've heard a lot about exploitation makes a lot of sense. All evil needs to prosper is for good people to do nothing. And all this world needs to do is for the Khalsa to wake up and do its job. The Khalsa is here to do that job of providing justice for everybody. So that's why Maharaj has given us this saintly soldier ideal. Not saint soldier, saintly soldier. We've got to do something. Soldiers don't sit around the barracks. They're saintly, but they get out and start doing stuff. So, as a Kalpuruk ki Fauj, we do Deg Deg Fateh, Panth ki Jeet, Raj Karega Khalsa. So what does this require? There's no point just talking about it. What does it require? What it means, Satsangaji, is at the Panthic level, the Khalsa Panth should be independent. At the moment, even within India, we're not independent. But it's not just independent, so we had our own state of Amritsar. Even within Akal Takht Sahib, we're not independent. The Akal Takht has been taken over. We all know this. Imagine J.K. Rowling writes a book about a Sikh family in the middle of a pin somewhere. Within 16 hours of that book being published, very positive about the Sikhs, Akal Takht and the SGPC head had denounced the book and tried to ban it. Do we believe they read it in 16 hours? Itte chapi, 16 घंटे हो गए, they've already read it over there and they decided it's against for one sentence. There's so many pange going on in our Panth right now. This is what we're going to talk about now. The Panth needs to be having its own kingdom, armed, strong, fearless, and ruled by the Khalsa only. Akal Takht needs to be azad. But before for that happen, we need a Panth to be strong. And we're going to talk now about what does Panthic unity mean. Because at the moment, everybody, and even now the Sevadas from NSYF are here, they were stumped by a question asked to them in Wales. They said to them, why is there no unity? Satsangaji, everybody asks this question. Why is there no unity in our Panth? Why do we keep on arguing? Now I'm going to give some reasons for no unity. So we can go with them and say, how can we get unity in our Panth? How can we start to sort things out? There are stumbling blocks upon this path of unity. The first one is, everybody is seeking unity, they say, but actually what they're seeking is uniformity. So they can say, I want unity, I want unity. What they mean is, everybody should look like me, talk like me, walk like me, then we'll all be united. Have you seen Matrix? You know what they want? Is that guy, the one who goes a bit nuts, yeah? In number 2, everybody becomes him, innit? He becomes all over the world. There's loads of him. They all got unity when they're all working as one, because they all are one. That's not realistic, is it? Has it ever happened? When Mara says, Rangi Rangi Pati Kar Kar Jinsi Maya Jinyo Pai. The WhyGuru has made this world into rang, berang, different kinds. Anek tarike de banaye hai again. But we want everybody to look like one person. Then we'll be united. That wouldn't be a world you want to live in. So therefore, our concept of unity has to change. We can't be seeking uniformity, we have to be seeking unity. Unity means, even though you don't look like me, you don't talk like me, we can unite on a couple of certain principles. And when I was coming in, Pastor at the back said to me, very good, you spoke about the Akal Tak Maryada. So Sangaji, this Akal Tak Maryada is a very good document for us to start off with, is seeking unity. Because the problem is, uniformity is what people cry about. Every Jatha has its own view on what is the right way. And what they want is everybody to follow the same way. And if only they wish, they say, if only everybody followed my way, we would all have unity. See again, it's unrealistic, isn't it? But if only everybody agreed upon certain rules for unity, we would have unity. And we did, Satsangaji. In the 30s, 15 years, we all discussed this one document. And we all agreed it was the right thing. Now that document is not in every Sikh house. That document is not read by everybody. And what's happened? We haven't got unity. This document is only this big. It's the thinnest book you've ever read in your life. This document is very important for us to read, because the Rehat Maryada gives us some very good clues about the problems that are coming up. I'm going to talk about these problems, yeah? What do we have? Problems about meat, problem about Dasam Granth, problem about Ragmala, problems about how many Banis to read every day. All these arguments that people have. If you think about the people that are in Sikhi, 90% of the time, if I go somewhere to do a talk, these are the questions people ask. But Paji, what about Dasam Granth Sahib? Paji, what about meat? Isn't it wrong they're not eating it? Oh man. Paji, what about Chatka? Satsangaji, our minds are full of these things. Sare din ehi chakkar chalta rehta hai. Who put it in there? Who put that chakkar in our mind? It's not happened magically. This is not the things that people were concerned about in 1930s. What they were concerned about was making Punjab Azad, but India Azad. They were thinking big things. This is not the things that in 1969 and 1699 that Guru Gobind Singh Ji was worried about. The things of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time, they were fighting against Mughals that were coming down to pillage women. Bhai Mani Singh, but look at these stories of what they've done. They were doing big battles. What we just talked about, Taram Chalavan, Sant Ubaran. This is the big mission that they had. What happened? Why did we get stuck in these little things? This was put upon us. This is not just magic, it happened to us. It was put upon us. We've been made to think small. And Guru Bani tells us very clearly. If we read Ramkali Ki War, Satta and Balwant, they say about Guruji, they say, Nere dekhe maat log, tuj sujhe dur. Oh Guruji, everybody else looks very close, you see far away. So thinking panthically means to think long term. Long term thinking is the first step towards thinking panthically. This person that you're arguing with now, this person's problems are nothing compared to the world's problems. Right? So let's focus upon the world's problems. On their core, to give you a good example, just a couple of days ago, some Singhs, they started a campaign, right? To go and find people that are grooming girls. And they sorted them out. On their core, 4 people, yeah? 4, maybe 5, let's just say Panth, because we like Panth and Sikhi, yeah? 5 Singhs done this. They got some guy who was grooming a 14-year-old girl, and they battered him, okay? You know what? All over Facebook, people doing Jakari. They were so happy that 5 people stood up and done something about this, instead of waiting around for the police to do something, because the police were not going to do anything. When the Sikhs start dying for Sikhi, and the Sikhs get excited, and they go, yeah. When Bhai Rajawana says, I'm prepared to die, but I'm not prepared to bend 1 inch, we get happy. But when we sit around arguing about all these issues, nothing happens. Nothing happens. These things are put upon us. Why did they put upon us? Because India fears. Since we've been around, people have feared us. Because we have a very different ideology. Asindrale hege. E tisar mazhab Khalsa. Upjo Pardhana. Guru Gobind Singh Ji and Guru Nanak Ji, what they started, when Guru Nanak Ji in Ramkali Ki War, they describe, Ki Nanak Raj Chalaya. Do we know this? It says that Guru Nanak Ji started a kingdom. Nanak Raj Chalaya, Sat Kot Satani Nivde. He started a kingdom on the foundation of truth. The same kingdom that we call him the king of, Sacha Pasha. Sacha Pasha was a king. He started a kingdom. Does it make sense? King starts a kingdom. What does a king do? He makes cities. He makes laws. He makes ethics. He gives political systems. And it's based upon the truth. And who hates the truth? The people in charge. The people in charge hate the truth because it means that they're no longer in power. Do you think that the people that rule India now, that they would be happy if Guru Nanak Ji had a kingdom in Punjab? No. If Guru Gobind Singh Ji right now had a kingdom in Punjab, there'd be wars. Because the Sach and the Chut, they don't work together. Nature they not. So what's happening is that non-issues have been made to divide us. The 1% that rule India, they fear the Sikh mentality. And also, they fear that at the moment, there's no dissemination of the Guru's message for humanity. They don't want us to tell people about Sikhi. One Singh, Harbhajan Singh Yogi, went across to America. He just taught half Sikhi and half yoga, and so many people come into Sikhi. He didn't even teach pure Sikhi, he taught yoga and Sikhi. And even then he managed to converse. We see people now coming into Sikhi all the time. YouTube videos, Rahim Panji is sitting here as well. They didn't come in through yoga. They came into Sikhi. Simple Sikhi. I'm not saying yoga is wrong. Don't take me that way. Yoga karna kar lo. But what is Sikhi? We're not telling nobody about it. We kept it to ourselves. We forgot it as well. A little bit, huh? The more we hide it, the more we even forgot it ourselves. They say in Judaism, they have the word for God is Yahweh, yeah? But they have 4 akkars, Yah, Y, H, W, H. They don't know the vowels. Well, okay, because they don't like to say God's name. You ask researchers, no one knows how to say that word, so people say Yahweh. Sikhis become so hidden, we ourselves forgot we got Dasam Dwars. We ourselves forgot we're supposed to do Nam Japna in the morning. So then our kids say, really? Is that Sikhi? I never got told that. I thought it was about going to Gurdwara, having langar and then going home. And maybe doing some seva. Our Bible against Sikhi, because we forgot to even tell anybody else. The next talk about is going to be how do we teach Sikhi to somebody else? Because sometimes we learn best when we teach. When we teach something, we're figuring out for ourselves a little bit more as well. And the project is called SAFE. Sikhi awareness for everyone. Because people need to be aware of Sikhi. Because this truth is not just for us. It's not just for us. Jagat Guru. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is Jagat Guru. This truth is for everybody in the world that is looking for this truth. They don't even know it's real. If you tell some people about Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, they won't believe you. They say it's not true. Can't be true. Never heard of that. Never heard of a prophet giving his life for another religion. If you tell them about Guru Tegh Bahadur Gobind Sahib Ji made a mosque, they won't believe you. Sikhi is that amazing. You don't have to be that person opening the door and saying, look at this beautiful world, wouldn't it be nice to live in the world like this? We've done that. Asiyo kitta hai come already. People won't even believe what we've done, let alone what we're going to do. And we're going to do it, Satsang Ji. Guru Sahib has given us the bakshish. If we stay on this path and we stay in the Allah, then the Khalsa Panth will rule the world. And the world will come around and say, Ki tusi Raj karo. The whole world, across this whole world, people are saying, Deg Deg Fateh. Deg Deg. Panth ki. Panth ki. Raj karega. Raj karega. Bacha Vaisa di kirpa kare. That we live along his life. Let's live the way he told us to live. Let's set up this dharma across this world. And the world then will be singing the praise of the Khalsa. They won't believe. Ye kitthon aaye hai again? We'll say, Sachkhand to aaye ne. Sachkhand wapas aana. We come from there, we've come from Vaheguru. And we're going to go back to Vaheguru because Agya Pei Akal Ki Tabe Chalayo Panth. The world, this Panth was started by Vaheguru. And this Panth belongs to Vaheguru. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru.